Welcome back. Today I'm taking a look at the Fenix PD35R. Let's check it out. So what exactly is the Fenix PD35R? Well, Fenix is calling this a tactical flashlight, but based on its compact size and design, I would say it's more of an everyday carry, all-around tactical style flashlight. It's gonna have multiple uses. Take it camping, hiking, searching, patrolling, just a daily life for everyday carry. So in my experience, it's just a good all-around flashlight. It has a maximum output of 1700 lumens and a maximum throw of 353 meters. It also has a max intensity of 31,200 candela. There's 5 cyclable lighting modes plus strobe, and everything is controlled with dual tail switches right there on the back. I'll take a look right down the barrel there at that single luminous SFT40 LED. Has a lifespan of about 50,000 hours and a color temperature of 6,500 Kelvin. And while we're here at the head, I'll give you a look at that pretty timid crenellated bezel right there. Usually I like to see just a little bit more of an aggressive bezel on my tactical style flashlights, but like I said, this is more of an everyday carry tactical flashlight. Now let's take a look at what's powering this bad boy. It is a 3.6 volt, 3400 milliamp hour, 18650. And there is no charging port on the outside of this battery. You have to charge this flashlight through the USB Type-C charging port right here on the outside of the body, or it can be charged with an external slot charger. It does have a gold spring right here on the tail cap, but on the inside there is no spring, just a flat terminal on the inside. I love to see a dual internal spring system when it comes to the batteries. That just means it could take a lot more rattling around, especially if you are using this for tactical use. But I guess a single spring on the tail cap is better than nothing. Now right below that external USB Type-C charging port is a boot up battery life indicator. You can see it goes out after a few seconds, which I think is fantastic. And that LED doesn't only show the battery life, it also glows red when charging and green when fully charged. And just like every other flashlight in the world, the body here is made of 6061 T6 aluminum and has a Type 3 hard anodized finish. And it has a one-way split ring pocket clip that is removable but is lens down only. All right, let's talk about the lumens and runtime here. So like I said, it has 5 cyclable lighting modes plus strobe. And you can see on the graph right here, there is no 1 lumen moonlight mode. It starts at Eco 10 lumens with a maximum runtime of 100 hours. And then low is 50 lumens, has a runtime of 38 hours. Medium is 350 lumens with a runtime of 4 hours and 45 minutes. High is 1000 lumens with a runtime of 2 hours and 55 minutes. And then you have turbo, 1700 lumens, a 2 hour and 15 minute runtime with the asterisk right there, of course. And there's your 353 meter throw, 31,200 candela. Then you can see strobe has the maximum 1700 lumens, which is awesome. Now that 2 hour and 15 minute runtime with the asterisk is most likely turbo and high together until the battery is drained. That is not a 1700 lumen turbo runtime. I'll do a turbo test a little bit later on in this video, so stick around for that. And as we go down the list here, it has an impact resistance of 1 meter and a waterproof rating of IP68, which is fantastic. The 6 means it's completely dustproof, and the 8 means it's submersible in up to 6 feet of water. And before I go over the UI on the PD35R, let me show you exactly what came with this. Here's the box, typical Fenix box, lumens and runtime information right there on the back. Here is the nylon holster that it comes with. Just a nylon belt strap, little belt loop on the back, with the nylon flap with some Velcro holding it together. You guys know I'm not the biggest fan of these types of holsters, but let me show you what it looks like in the holster here. Very, very skinny holster. It comes with a Type A to Type C charging cable. In this bag is your lanyard with a few spare O-rings, some other Fenix products, warranty card, and your standard user manual. All right, let's talk about the UI here. So this is your on-off switch right here, which Fenix calls the tactical switch. And then there's a functional switch right here on the bottom. Now I should say that these buttons feel very nice, has a nice rubberized feel to them. Very nice clicky action. So let's get into the UI here. So a half press on the on-off switch takes you to momentary on, and then a full press, click, constant on. And to cycle the modes, just Short press that functional switch right there to cycle through all the modes. So there's eco, low, medium, high, and then turbo 1700 lumens. Now check out that beam profile here on my desk. You can see that nice crispy hotspot right dead center. Very nice, very crisp beam perimeter right there. You can see that outer edge. This is a very nice beam. And of course it has that cool white 6500 Kelvin beam temperature. I like warm white to neutral white beams, but in my tactical flashlights, it has to be cool white. All right, let's get back to the UI here. So it does have a mode memory. So if I leave it off on medium, turn it back on, goes right back to medium. It does have instant access to strobe. So from off, you either hold down that functional button to access strobe, or you can see it's just a momentary, so you can just tap it to get that quick burst of strobe. Or you can access constant strobe. If you turn the flashlight on, press and hold that functional button, and there's constant strobe. So as a tactical flashlight, it has to have instant access to strobe. And yes, it does have instant access to turbo through the mode memory. So put it on turbo, turn it off, turn it back on, and there's your instant access to turbo. Now it doesn't have a button press lockout. The only way to lock out this flashlight is to give that tail cap a little quarter twist right there. The flashlight is locked out. Now while we're here at the tail cap, even though I like the feel and quality of these two buttons, if I turn it this way, you can see that on-off tactical switch sticks out just slightly over these two tabs right here on the tail. And you know what that means? That means you cannot tail stand this, which is a huge disappointment for me. I love tail standing my lights. Regardless if it's an EDC flashlight or tactical flashlight, I wanna be able to tail stand it. If they would've just flattened out that button just slightly, just made it flat across and not had the rounded end there, it probably could have worked, but doesn't tail stand. All right, so time for the heat test. I let the flashlight run on turbo for 2 minutes. And what I do is I take the temperature at the head and the body after 1 minute and then after 2 minutes. After 1 minute, the temperature at the head was 121 degrees and at the body was 98 degrees. And then after 2 minutes, it rose to 125 degrees maximum right there near the head. And then at the body was 105 degrees Fahrenheit. Now those numbers aren't terribly bad. You can easily manage to hold this with your hands without gloves or anything like that. And that 125 degrees Fahrenheit was its hottest point, but wasn't exactly near the tip of the head. At the tip was right around 121, 122. But even at 105 degrees at the body after 2 minutes, that's completely manageable. All right, so now it's time for my not so scientific turbo test. I let the flashlight run for about 2 minutes, and then during the edit, I'll let you guys know exactly when turbo started to step down and when it ended the step down. Now, when I was watching this test, right around 1 minute and 16 seconds, I saw a very sharp step down. So I'm pretty sure that's right around the range where it started stepping down from turbo to high. But I'll put on the screen the exact times when it started stepping down and when it ended that step down. All right, we're gonna start inside here and then I'll go outside. So right there, you can see what that beam looks like. That's eco, that's 10 lumens. And once again, just look at that perfectly round hot spot right there. Absolutely love that. There's low. So that wall is right around 20 feet away. You can pan around here. There's medium. Point it right at the ceiling here. So this is why I like to tail stand my lights, guys. Point it right at the ceiling, it just lights up everything instead of just a spot like this. There's high, 1000 lumens. You're gonna spend most of your time here. Right there. And then turbo, 1700 lumens. Very nice. You can see my editing station right there. And yeah, lots and lots of empty cans of Red Bull. So that's what it looks like inside. Let's go outside. All right, we're on the side of my yard here. So eco. See that tree right there. I'll put up the distance between me and that tree. And there's low. See, that hot spot is pretty intense. And then you have that outer spill with that sharp edge. Such a nice beam profile here. There's medium. Oh, there we go. I kind of kicked it up a notch from that low to medium. And we're starting to see that back tree line right there. And let's go back to that tree. Very cool. High. There we go. And then turbo, 1700 lumens, full 353 meter throw. Oh, I always say I don't really have a spot here that I can test out all of the throwing distance on most of my flashlights. Now, what I'm going to do eventually is I'm going to cut a hole right around right there in that tree line so I can start seeing across to the other field. And there's a barn back there that's pretty far away. And I feel like that'll give us a little bit better of an idea of some of the throw here. I've only lived here for a couple months, so I haven't gotten around to it, but I'm definitely going to do that in the near future. But let's head off to another area and see what we got over there. All right, there you have it, the Fenix PD35R. You guys saw that beam test. Very impressive beam, I must say. I love the very tight hotspot, nice sharp outer perimeter. That spill was perfect, especially for something they're calling a tactical flashlight, but with its size and shape, I'm calling it an everyday carry flashlight with some tactical features. The tactical features, of course, are dual tail switches, instant access to strobe, and turbo. I would have liked to see a more aggressive bezel right here, but that's just a small complaint. Also, I really wish you could tail stand it, especially with these two tabs right here. When I see these two tabs, I just naturally think tail standing, but you can't just because of this rubber on and off switch right there. Just sticks up just slightly over the top of that tab. That is so disappointing to me. But at $90, this is a good upgrade to the flashlight that it replaced, and I can't really remember the name of that right now. I'll put that on the screen. Sorry about that, Fenix, but it's a flashlight that I'd never owned. But as an upgrade to that flashlight at 90 bucks, I think it's a pretty good deal still. But you can't deny that 353 meters of throw is pretty awesome. And the intensity in that hotspot was pretty decent as well. Now, if you want to check this out for yourself, we'll have links down below in my description box. But if you did enjoy this video, please give me that thumbs up. Please subscribe. And go!